How you doing? Mr. DJ's back with probably one of the most unusual records that came out in 1970. Probably one of the most unusual records ever. Started out as a drum experiment, coming in at number 27 on Billboard's Hot 100. Neanderthal Man by Hotlegs, up from 29 the week of September 19th, 1970. Hotlegs, well, first off, let's start with the members of this group. A lot of people were wondering about this song, and I hope I can enlighten you a little bit as far as the origins of this group and what this group was intending to do. Hot Lights was basically Eric Stewart, Godley, Kevin Godley, drummer, and Lowell Cream. They eventually formed the group 10cc, and they had their recording studio. It was called Strawberry Studios. It was in Stockport, which was just outside of Manchester, about 7 miles from the city center of Manchester. And they bought all this great recording equipment. That's the thing about this record. They're trying out recording equipment, brand new equipment that they bought for the studio by the people who owned the studio, which included Eric Stewart and Graham Goldman. They bought this 4-track Ampex tape machine. I believe it was Ampex tape machine, and 4-track Ampex equipment, and they were stoked. They said, "Man, I can't wait to try all this new stuff out." It's like kids at a candy store, buying new toys and like, let's go for it. So here's let me lay this out for you. Lowell Cream plays his guitar. He breaks out his guitar when they get ready to record, and Godley, he's sitting at his drum kit. Kevin Godley and Eric Stewart rather. Eric Stewart, he's sitting at the control desk that contains this brand new 4-track Ampex tape equipment, and Kevin Godley was like, "I'm ready to go with this." He was ready to try out these brand new drum patterns that were just never heard before. Experimentation, that's the word. And they had this nursery rhyme going around in their head. "I am Neanderthal Man, you are Neanderthal girl." They had this going in their head, and they laid down 4 drum tracks, and they added a little bit of piano, and of course you got Cream playing the guitar. Cream also sings on this record. Lowell Cream sings on this record. Very ethereal voice. It was a strange, unusual voice. Well, you won't believe what happened next. The guy who was in charge of their record company, or guy who was with their record company, it was Philips Records. He paid a visit to the studio. He was in Manchester on business. He came to the Strawberry Studios, and he came up to Eric Stewart. He said, "Well, hey, you got anything? Got something for me?" And Eric Stewart, they just finished Neanderthal Man. Eric Stewart played Neanderthal Man for Leahy. His name was Dick Leahy, Leahy. And Leahy, he heard the demo of Neanderthal Man, and he was like, "This is so friggin' fabulous. This is a hit. I'm gonna write you guys out a check for. I'm gonna give you guys a royalty, advance royalty of £500 to record this song. £500, which was equivalent to around about $1,000, maybe something like that. Of course, $1,000 in 1970, that's equivalent to about what, $10,000 today." And they recorded the song. Well, they put out the record, but Philips, their record company, had a problem. They called the group members. They said, "We can't hear the words. We like the song, but we can't hear the words." And the group members said, "Well, you're not supposed to hear the words." It was basically take it or leave it. Well, they took it. And by the way, got to give a shout out to Kathy Gill. This is how Hotlegs, they got the name Hotlegs. They had a very lovely secretary. She wore green leather hot pants. She had absolutely beautiful legs. I mean, this must have been a wondrous sight right there. And they just called, well, hey, we'll just call, it's sort of a tribute, I guess, to Kathy Gill, perhaps. They called themselves Hotlegs. Neanderthal Man, well, I tell you what, Dick Leahy, he saw potential in Neanderthal Man, and there's no doubt about it. Neanderthal Man saw its potential in England. It went to number 2 in Britain. It did even better in Italy and Germany. It went to number 1 in both of those countries. Not so well here in the States. Went to number 22. Fell into more skeptical ears here in the States. A lot of people thought, well, this is just another eccentric English one-hit wonder. But yours truly fell in love with that record. My goodness, I remember listening to that record on WTBC, standing in the backyard, listening to that da 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 da, the insistent drum beat, and I was in a state of euphoria. I can't pronounce the word. I was in a state of rapture. Well, I guess that's all I got to say about this record. I'm done with it. Anyway, Neanderthal Man, Hotlegs, coming in at number 27 on Billboard's Hot 100, September 19th, 1970.